Hello everybody, welcome to Shyam's story time. Today we will hear the next story told by the puppet to King Bhojaraja. Bhojaraja came back the next day. He walked straight to the chambers that housed the throne of Vikramaditya. Quickly he started to climb the steps. The moment he set foot on the 26th step, the puppet there stopped him and said, "My name is Needivakyavali. You are not eligible to sit on this throne." Bhojaraja smiled and said, "Please tell me the story of Vikramaditya. I'm waiting to hear." The puppet went on with the story. Today's story is called The Eight Deva Maidens. Vikramaditya had a very wise minister in his court. This minister had a son. His name was Anargala. Anargala was wasting his time, not doing much, not doing anything worthwhile. So his father called him and said, "You have to travel, find a good teacher, and learn whatever you have to learn, and then you come back." Anargala took it in the right manner. He went about to the northern part of India. He roamed around, found a good teacher. He stayed with the teacher for many years. He learned weaponry and arts, and then he decided he will come back to Ujjain. As he was coming back halfway through, he had to cross a lake. There was a beautiful temple next to the lake. As he was wondering what to do for the night, he noticed that one side of the lake was warm and the other side of the lake was cold. He lay down by the side of the lake, and when he was about to go to sleep, he realized there were 8 maidens that emerged from the warm side of the lake. He wondered how come this is possible. And as he was wondering, the 8 of them walked straight to the temple. They offered their puja. The deity from the temple came alive and talked to the 8 maidens. Anargala was amazed to see all these things. After their conversation, the 8 of them came back to the lake. And at that time, they picked up a dialogue with Anargala. They said, "Can you also come with us? We will take you, jump into the lake." Now, Anargala, even though he had learned a lot of weaponry and arts, he was scared of this endeavor. One thing, he was scared of water. He had just learned swimming. And on the other hand, he was not willing to travel with some 8 maidens that he doesn't know. So he said he would not come. After that, the 8 maidens jumped into the lake and disappeared. The next morning, Anarkala woke up and everything felt like a dream. He recalled what happened the previous night, and then he decided, no, I should not waste any more time here. Let me go back to Ujjain. He traveled back to Ujjain, met his father, told him everything. The next morning, he quickly went to the courtroom of Vikramaditya. He met with the king and told him all that happened by the lake. Now, we all know about Vikramaditya, right? He was a very curious person. Vikramaditya said to Anargala, "Come with me. Let's go to the lake. I want to meet those 8 maidens." They both started and came to the exact lake where Anargala met with the 8 maidens. That night, both of them lay in wait. As was expected, 8 deva maidens emerged from the warm side of the lake. They went into the temple, offered their puja, had a conversation with the deity as always, and they returned. On their way back, they saw Vikramaditya and told him, "Come with us." Vikramaditya was a bold person, right? He walked along with all of them. He jumped into the lake along with the 8 maidens. Vikramaditya was teleported to a totally new place. It was absolutely amazing. And turns out these 8 maidens are from the heavens. They offered him all their services. Vikramaditya enjoyed everything and finally asked them who they actually were. The maidens told him that they were the 8 occult powers. Occult powers means powers that are held by magicians. Vikramaditya said he was not interested in gaining any of those powers. But the maiden said, "Don't you worry. If you don't want to take it right now, maybe you want to take it some other time." They converted all their powers into 8 gems and handed them to Vikramaditya and told him whenever he wants to acquire those occult powers, he can use those gems. And then they brought Vikramaditya back from the lake on to the place where Anargala was waiting, and they left off. Vikramaditya and Anargala traveled back to their kingdom. And on the way, Vikramaditya told him all that happened in the abode of the 8 maidens. Anargala was very, very curious. He asked Vikramaditya if he can see those gems. Vikramaditya not only showed the gems to him, he also said, "You can have it for yourself. Acquire these powers whenever you want." Anargala was so happy, he just fell at the feet of Vikramaditya and told him, "One cannot find a more generous king than Vikramaditya." The puppet stopped the story here and asked Bhojaraja, "Are you worthy enough to sit on this throne?" Bhojaraja hung his head down. He walked back to his chambers. That's the end of today's story. Did he come back the next morning? You have to wait for that. Okay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shyam's Storytime. My name is Shyamala and I'm a passionate storyteller. I will meet you in the next episode. Bye bye.